up, y'all? It's your girl T, and I am back with another video. So in today's video, I'm going to be giving you some tips on finding a graphic designer. Now, before we get started, please make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already. Make sure you are following me on my social medias at Stylist Styles by T. And yeah, let's just get right into it. All right, so tips on finding a graphic designer. I decided to create this video because there are tons and tons of people who reach out to me and they're like, T, who did your website? Who do your flyers? Can you help me? Do you recommend a graphic designer? Yada, yada, yada. And finding a graphic designer is not that easy nowadays. And you definitely want to know what you're looking for and, do your research before you just give your money off to someone that is a graphic designer, right? So here are some tips that I'm going to give you to help you find your graphic designer. Currently at this time, I do not recommend the person who created my, like all of my banners and things on my website, because that person is just not reliable. I have already referred her to a couple of people and it just haven't worked out for the best. So I will not be recommending them anymore. If I come across someone else, I definitely will update this video. But for now, I hope these tips can help you. So tip number one is make sure that you look through their portfolio or their work thoroughly, okay? You want to make sure you check the work. Scroll all the way down. I'm sorry, it's my baby. Hold on. Okay, so yes, make sure you scroll through, you see their work. If they've tagged someone who they've done, go through, cross-check and see, if they tag someone's website, go to their website. You have to be a private investigator to make sure that whoever it is that you are looking into designing for your vision and your brand, you have to make sure that they are A1. So that means you have to do a little bit of research. Don't just take someone else's word for it. Aside from that, let me just step back one step and talk about places you can find graphic designers. So you can find a graphic designer from Etsy, Fiverr, referrals, if anyone can give good referrals, and Instagram, of course, Facebook, even any platform. There are graphic designers, Facebook groups. There's lots of graphic designers that will share their work and trying to get their business up and going and may have specials. So don't just limit yourself on where you think you can find graphic designers. Now, here's just my little PSA from my experience when it comes to finding graphic designers. On Instagram, there are lots of really good graphic designers. However, I do feel that a lot of these graphic designers, they're taking on more than they can handle, and they're not able to fulfill within their time frame. They're not communicating with their customers well. Like, some of them, they're good at what they do, but they just, the business side, they're not coming through as they should. So you have to be a little bit wary about that, or just, know that. Now, granted, I understand and I know that graphic designers, it takes time to create those logos and to create a vision for your brand, especially if you don't know. So I definitely know it takes time. You definitely want to have some patience and read through and understand their policies, before booking. And yeah, just go with that. But be very thorough with your research when you're searching for a graphic designer. Sorry, y'all, my baby's over there. I'm not talking to you. Another tip would be make sure that you can order through a website. I just find that it's just more professional when handling business in case anything goes wrong. Ordering through a website is probably the best way to order, and even as a business owner, to accept orders. You're just covered all the way around, and they can have their policies on there, and it's just more legit, if you ask me. Invoices and Cash App and things like that can be tricky. I've heard of graphic designers that people book and pay their money and they don't get their work back, or they get half their work and no revisions, things like that. So just be wary of that. Another tip would be make sure that the descriptions are clear as to what you are getting. So if you are getting a text-based logo, make sure that you understand what a text-based logo is as opposed to an image-based logo. Make sure that that graphic designer has it in the in their description, what type of files you're getting. Are you getting your transparent files? Are you getting, all those different PVCs? Don't get me to making them up, but JPEGs and PDFs, all of that. Make sure you're getting the correct files that you need so that you can use your logos to print. You can use your logos for transparent stickers or anything. If you want to put it on shirts or anywhere, you just want to make sure that you can get all the files that you need, because when working with other graphic designers, if you want flyers on down the line, banners, things like that, they may want different types of files. So you need to know the files, and you need to make sure that your graphic designer that you choose provide those files and not just one type of file. Important tip is this mainly goes to like Instagram, because I do use the hashtags, and I do, just search graphic designers and things like that. And a lot of good ones come up, but you want to make sure that you pay attention to their activity log. Look and see when the last time they post. Make sure that they're active. If somebody is asking them a question or something in the comments and it's not like repetitive or something that they can find on their site, that they're responding. But definitely most important, you want to see that they're at least active, because there are some graphic designers I've looked at and I'm like, oh, I love their work. But then I go back to the top and see, well, when was the last time they post? And it's 2019. That is 2 years ago. Who's to say that this graphic designer even makes does graphics anymore? So you want them to be, you want to see their current work. You don't want to see something from 2-3 years ago. So make sure you're paying attention to when they advertise and post. Look at their stories and see, make sure that they're constantly working and growing in their little graphic industry or their graphic portfolio. Okay, so another tip would be if you see a graphic designer and they again, I kind of sort of mentioned this before, but if they mention another business, like they made a flyer for another business, or they made another logo for another business, click on that business and go and look at their business and see, not just what the graphic designer advertised, but especially those websites. Like, go and click, if they made a website for @Styles by T, then go to Styles by T's page, click on their website and actually see what their website, see what the design look like, see what the layout really look like live and in action. You want to see that. Like, those are good receipts. Another thing is to make sure you understand and know their turnaround times. Nowadays, the real good graphic designers, their turnaround time is about 60 days. They are very, very far out, unfortunately. So you have to have patience. And again, I understand when you have a business vision in mind and you want to start your business, one of the first things you need is your logo. And when these graphic designers have 60 days out, that can be tough. Like, you still want to look, but sometimes you just have to be patient, work on other things for your business until you can get your logo. And yeah, just don't feel like you have to rush, because of course I told you guys other platforms that you can find graphic designers, but you gotta be wary of some of those. I know, like on Fiverr or Etsy or even in those Facebook groups, some people that claim to be graphic designers, like they literally just get a image from Google or get a clip art image of hair from a free resource or something. They combine it with the words, change your font, add some of your colors, and they call it a logo. Like, when I'm looking for graphic designers, I like to look for a designer who can create graphics like from scratch, or create them in like the Adobe Photoshop and Photo Studio, whatever it's called. Those are the real good ones. They can like really bring some of those unique visions to life. Again, you don't really want your logo to look like something that you could have created by changing 2 fonts and mixing 2 colors and putting a crown on top. If you're gonna pay for it, then you need to get what you pay for. Otherwise, then just do it yourself. But you gotta watch out with even those, because I know some of those images on Canva and things like that, like those images are not, they wouldn't legally be your logo. And you know how maybe sometimes, which I've seen this, 2 businesses have 2 different names, but they're using like the same hair image. Like that image is not their personal image. You know, they don't have rights to that image. That image is a public image, or hell, it could even be Canva's image. So you gotta watch out for some of those cheaper graphic designers, or you know, that can be scary. Even on Fiverr, there's some, they're cheaper, but they're not as good. So just keep that in mind. You want to see if your graphic designer could possibly offer or have any type of packages. Having packages and bundle deals are even better. You can get a logo from them. Sometimes you can get website, you can get branded templates, highlight covers. Like, they may have a whole package. And I am all big for having everything online, having everything uniform. So if you are looking for a logo and you find a graphic designer that does dope logos, you know your business is going to need these other social media things. You know that you're going to want a website. So sometimes it may mean that you have to make a bigger investment and go ahead and get the package that offers the Instagram covers, the templates, the thank you card designs, and all of that, because all of that come in one. Then you don't have to worry about, I'm gonna get my logo from him, I'm gonna go and get my templates from him, I'm gonna look on Etsy and find some this, and then it all just, yeah, no, it's just easier. Oh, another thing I do want to mention is with your graphic designer, whatever colors, you know, you tell them the colors, but when they do create your logo, there's always gonna be like hex codes, which are color codes, like the names for the colors that you're going to want to get from your graphic designer. Ask them for them if they don't already give them to you. What are the color codes? Because again, if you create anything on your own in Canva or anywhere on your site, or just you need it for the future, you want those colors to match your logo. So you need to make sure that you get everything you need from your graphic designer, and not just one little graphic of your logo and that's it. Also get a variation of your logo. You want your main logo. You also want a sub logo or a alternate logo, which is a shorter version of your logo. Don't just get one. Don't let them do that. Make sure you tell them, hey, I need at least two. I need a full logo, but I need a short one. You need a short one because sometimes you may want to put that on like very, very small things such as your Instagram profile. That profile is so small. If you have a logo that is long and stretched out and you try to squeeze that into a little small circle, nobody's going to be able to read that. So having a small alternate shortened version of your logo is perfect. When you think about Target, I always say Target has those red circles. That is the shortened version. It don't say Target, but we know it's Target. That's their alternate logo. But their full logo is on their building of their store, and it is Target written out really bright and big in red. So we know both mean Target, but Target has multiple logos. So that's something to definitely keep in mind. The important thing is you want to make sure that whatever graphic designer that you work with, make sure that communication is clear, and make sure that they, if they have on their website, you know, that they reply back to emails. They prefer emails. Some people don't prefer DMs. Read that. Please read. I always tell, I'm talking to mostly business owners, but I tell my customers, nobody wants to read, but read. They may say on there, no DMs. And then guess what we do? Go straight to the DM. All it takes was a minute to read and send them an email if you have a question of something that's clear. But before you even ask the question, read their policies and all that first. It just save you a lot of time, and you're not waiting around on the answer that's already out there and available. But make sure that when communicating, you know, via email or however you communicate with your graphic designer, make sure that they're getting back to you in a timely manner, as well as you're replying and getting them the things that they need in a timely manner. It works both ways, because again, you guys are working together to create your vision and your brand. And you want to be happy, so provide them what they need and they'll provide you what you need. So just remember that. I just want to let you guys know is when you're looking for a graphic designer, you want to have a vision. Have a vision in mind. Know exactly what your business name is. Know what colors you want to go with. You know, having that vision is going to save a lot of headache and time, because a graphic designer is not there to help you create a brand. They're not there to help you decide your name, your colors, none of that. That is for you to decide, because it's your business. Their job is to take what you tell them and bring it to life, basically. you know, from a visual standpoint, bring it to life. So come to them with something. Again, you'll notice most graphic designers, once you do purchase a product from them, they're going to have a whole questionnaire of things you're looking for. You know, have a couple of images maybe that you like of other businesses that you can, you know, show examples, like I like this, I don't like that. Be as specific as you possibly can, because when you're specific, that helps a graphic designer narrow down what you want, what you don't want. For me, when I'm looking for a graphic designer for anything, flyers, anything, first thing I let them know is no glitter, no rhinestones. I do not want either one of those. I made a mistake before, hired someone on Canva. I did not mention no glitter rhinestones. I told them my specific brand colors, and guess what? I still had diamonds in the background. Nope, that had to be a revision. Remove the diamonds. So now I know just that is not a part of my brand. That's something that I don't want. So if you specific up front, that'll take care of a revision, because again, some of those graphic designers, they only give you like 2 revisions, maybe 3 revisions. So don't waste a revision on something that you could have told them up front. All right. Some graphic designers do offer rush plans. If you need it rushed, you have to pay. It pays. I mean, you have to pay. So, if you need it faster, then pay extra and get it a lot faster. Just understand that is their policy, and be patient. Just be patient, guys. Looking for a graphic designer is not easy. Take this video, take these tips that I've given you, and be patient. Don't rush it. You don't want to rush. You don't want to rush your business. You don't want to get something and settle for something that you're not really fully in love with. Like when you're thinking about your brand and you're thinking of a graphic designer to help you build your brand, think 5-10 years from now. Is this something that you're going to want to see your brand on a billboard 5 to 10 years from now? Be patient. Be patient with them. They do, you know what I'm saying? They do amazing work, and I know it takes time, but do your research too. It's a lot of them out there on Instagram that are graphic designers and they're not professional. It's a lot of them out there. They're graphic designers and they have way too many clients. They take your money because, you know, they're money hungry. And as soon as they get your money, you don't get email communication back. You got to wait 50,000 days for your stuff. Like, you basically got to damn near threaten them to get what you need. A revision is hard to get. Like, yeah, like, listen, to avoid all that, do your research, ask them a question, see how fast they respond. You know, even if you find somebody else that they've tagged, reach out to that person. Just say, hey, I'm thinking of using XYZ as a graphic designer. How was your experience with them? Would you recommend them? Bam, that's it. They'll tell you. Because if somebody came to me and asked me, hey, so-and-so did your website, or I see so-and-so tagged you in a flyer, would you recommend them? I'm going to let them know, hey, she was slow. Her work is real good, but she was just a little bit too slow. I found her on Instagram. She is one of the best ones on Instagram. However, she's too slow. I would not recommend her. But yeah, it's a lot of them out there, y'all. Just don't get got, and do your research. That's it. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to give it a thumbs up, share and like this video. Follow me on all my social medias, and I will see you guys in another video. Bye, y'all.